One of the things that we've attempted to do is to identify some of our employees who have done exceptional things when it comes to customer service or have unique talents and abilities. Today, we're going to talk with Dennis Blackshear. He's a building attendant too here at the Water Administration Building. So Dennis, now how long have you been a city employee, first of all?
It's going on 18 years. This coming up 18 years.
18 years.
Yes, I started at the over at the waste collection as a groundman on the garbage trucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thank you for your service. 18 years of service.
Man.
That's an accomplishment.
Man, it's been great. It's been great.
Awesome. Now, how long have you been with us here in the Department of Water?
I've been over here. I think it's going on 6 years now. 5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
All right, great. So now, with the things that you do day to day, now what would you describe as some of the challenges of the day-to-day life of your role here in the Water Department?
Well, it's been a challenge. Some of the things that you would normally see in some buildings, but I've come to be able to adapt to different challenges here.
I know some things that I've personally observed. And why don't you tell us a little bit about one of the challenges we had with some of the stairs we had in the building?
Well, since I've been here, I found out the hall stairwell have never been pressure washed, and come out find the reason why. Every company that I tried to attempt to come in here do it professionally, they decline when they come to give me an estimate due to the reason there's no water drains within our stairwells, and they didn't know what to do, where the water was going to go. So for a couple of weeks I went by and I thought about it, I said, I can do this. I said, I know at Greater Dayton Recreation, I also worked there before I came here. And I noticed they had a machine which is called a Kivac. It has a pressure washer, also a vacuum that'll vacuum water. So I called around and see if I could borrow that.
I'm going to stop you for a second. Now, if I get this right, we solicited bids from professional companies and organizations that do this kind of work day in, day out, but they opted not to bid on doing this work for us. You figured out how to get it done with the equipment that we didn't even have, obtain the equipment, and perform the work.
Exactly.
Wow, that's commendable.
Exactly.
And I do know, I saw the finished product, and there were some teasing jokes floating around about having to fill out injury leave reports because of being blinded by the cleanness of the stairwell after you finished.
Yes, indeed.
And those were kind of an understatement. So awesome job.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for using the ingenuity and going above and beyond. And that's what it's all about. Now let me ask you a question about outside of here. Now can you tell me about some of the things that you enjoy doing outside of work?
Man, I really, really love using my hands. That's what I'm great at, using my hands. I do from silk screening, airbrushing, macrame, crocheting. I can do all that. From woodwork, building cabinets, speaker cabinets, what have you. I also do I guess you would call it, I do work with any kind of wood there is. Driftwood.
I did some woodworking back when I was in high school. Great classes that I took. Made a lot of good furniture for my mother, actually. And she still has some of those things on display in her home that I'm kind of proud to have put something together. But one of the things I found out is that it takes quite a bit of time.
Yes, it does.
It takes quite a bit of experience and expertise and patience.
A lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience. Yes, when I was a kid, I used to go to the boys club a lot, man. And I stayed down in the wood shop. And that's how I learned most of this. And some of it self-taught, like most of my, far as my driftwood, it's some pieces you can see that I see and immediately idea come to my head. once I see that piece, when I touch it, once I put my hand on it, the idea comes to head, and I'll know if I have to cut a piece away, cut this away, and what I'm going to add to it to bring it to life.
Now, what types of things have you created?
Tables, lamps, cabinets, little shelves, little desk conversation pieces, jewelry boxes, things of that sort.
Okay. What would you say would have been the most complex piece you've ever made?
I made a driftwood table. It had 3 layers on it, which I also made a 3-layer candle holder, which I do have. You will be able to see that here. But I made man, this thing was beautiful. It was a tree stump. And man, it took a job getting it out of the river. You know, it was on the bank, but it was still submerged in the water. It was a tree root. And it turned out great. Nice. And I also illuminated, I put LED lights within some of the cracks.
I've seen lots of your pieces, and I've seen ones that take a lot of ingenuity, as well as some that are very intricate in how they're put together. And truly marvelous pieces that I've seen.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service to the city of Dayton and also the service to the Department of Water. And thanks for all the things that you provide for us and do for us. And also thanks for sharing all the things that you do outside of your city service. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, this has been an opportunity that we've had to spend with one of our employees, Dennis Blackshear, and looking at what he does here for us here in the Department of Water, but also some of the things he does outside of the city that shows the kind of ingenuity and the talented people that we have within our organization. Stay tuned for other exciting moments with some of our other employees.